Good afternoon, guys. I did take the morning off. 2 weeks of 12 plus hour days without a day off, definitely over my limit for being productive because it just runs me down. But I feel so much better today. It is just afternoon and it's time to get to work. So I did end up continuing to work last night, just didn't film. And can you notice anything? Or rather, do you not see something? Look at how clean the freaking screens are, man. They are 95% spotless. I did use that bottle of cleaner. I cut it 1-to-1. It was a gallon jug. I put in 2 gallons total into my sprayer. All I did is gently mist it on everywhere, except for a few really heavy spots. It did an absolutely perfect job. The dirt and grime was just running off the screens. It was sheeting down onto the ground. I actually have to scrub the ground now from everything that was collecting. All this brown dirt and gunk and a lot of red stuff was just coming off and it collected here. But man, that is really clean. Just a perfect view. And it was really easy to do at night because I turned on my new LEDs and it just illuminated all the dirt. So it was just glaringly obvious at night. So I just started at the top, hosed on down. It was barely enough. But I got everything coated once. I will buy another bottle and do it one more time. Boy, these spiders are active. Got these little orb spider guys here. They're harmless. Oop, crap, touched a web. And I suppose they do catch anything that's in here. However, he keeps making a web everywhere I want to walk. This wasn't here last night. Last night it was between my plant here and up in the corner. So I kept walking through here and getting it in the face. There's another one right there. And he's making a web between my tiki torch and up in these corners. So I can't walk through here right now. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to kill you guys because you're kind of annoying. But anyway, use my spray there. That guy's empty. The only spots that I have to hit again are right over here on these sides here. You can see it against the black of the downspout, but these screens here, just these 4, these 2 little ones and these 2 big ones, are quite stained from the mildew. And you can see it if I go on the side here, probably. See right there? So it's way better than it was. Oh, he's on the move. Either that or I'm attached to him. But these here got spotless. These weren't terribly bad. They weren't like the side, but they're perfectly clean. I also hit the aluminum here. These could probably use a bit of a brushing. They just had so much solid dirt caked up and it's still kind of gritty. It's just like a sand. So I do have a really big scrub brush that attaches to a hose that I used on the old house. I brought it over and I think that'll be fine. It'll just be kind of a chore getting behind the bushes here because I can't push this way. It'll pop the screens right out of the frame, but I can push the other way. That should do it. There isn't anything solid. It's just staining on the mesh material itself, but it is very ugly with that fluorescent green. These 2 here, spider web. These 2 here especially do need to be hit again, and I'll hit those with 100% concentrate. And since it's only 13 bucks a bottle, who cares? I'm just gonna do it wherever it's needed. But thank you to everybody who suggested that stuff. For anybody that's looking for something to clean screens, and of course on your house too, it does work really well. Super cheap at Lowe's. The bottle of concentrate here was 13 something. They did have a smaller spray bottle, but that was like 9. It's not worth getting a little one. Get yourself a big one if you have a sprayer, for sure. Now on the docket today, I am not gonna paint. I'm still gonna give myself a break. My hand is starting to feel a lot better. The swelling's gone down. I can make a fist again, but it still aches a little bit. It's just that brush cramp, man. It's killing me. So I'm giving another day's rest, and I don't have to rush anymore. I want to thank specifically a couple viewers for a couple really good suggestions. I'll get to that in a second. But first, on the docket today is just going to be a bunch of stuff that I want to get done. Tonight is garbage night, and Partially because I just want to switch things up, but also partially because I want to get some more trash out. I don't have a terrible amount yet today to put out. I want to unbox some of this outdoor stuff just to start moving it out so I don't inundate the guy all at once and I use all my garbage days appropriately. Another thing I want to do is finish getting the office set up, and that would also get rid of these banker boxes, which would also clear a mess and help get stuff out. I have to go to Staples before I do that. So this is all I've got going out so far. So just a bag that'll go in the bin and a bunch of little stuff that I compacted down. You know, that's really it. Not this big one, that's a headboard, it's still in there. So not a whole lot ready to go. We'll get some more added to that from the outside stuff really quick. I want to thank viewer Brian Kiesel. He said, hey, you got the same cover as mine. It's got an accordion to expand. I said, no, it's solid. Thought it was. The cover itself splits into two pieces, and I couldn't see it until I really took a closer look. And sure enough, it's got this accordion cover. So the whole thing lifts up somehow, and you can feed your wire in through a little cut in the corner, and then this expands so it looks good when you've got your stuff in. And there's enough room putting it in the top receptacle here where I can still have a bend. It's barely enough to stay shut, and it'll come out there. So that looks definitely better than the big gray clear cover one, and it saves me $9, so I can take that back to Lowe's. Haven't even opened it yet. So thank you very much, Brian, appreciate it. And another huge thank you to Brando123B. He commented, hey dude, why don't you put your humidor in your office, and then you can just have pure shooting space in your shooting room. I said no, because I need maximum room for VR. That's one of the biggest regrets I had at the old house, is I was very limited. I had a 6x5 play area, which is, yeah, I had to kind of cheat and go over a table just to get it to accept the play area. That's the bare minimum. And I would run into stuff. You know, it was really annoying. Now I have an 8x11. It's huge. I'm not limited by anything, and I didn't want to give any of that up. So no, I was still planning on squeezing it in here. But that comment was just sticking in my brain. So here's my play area. I've got 11 wide from the desk back here, over 8. I mean, just the perfect VR space. Absolutely love it. I'm looking at this room. I'm like, why is that sticking in my head? Wait a minute. I've got that unit stuck off to the side. You don't really use the front corners in VR. That's why I'm not worried about really shoving anything up there. And in the old place, I had that over here, and it stuck out kind of, not as much, but in the same position. And that's a really small desk or, you know, shelf space. What if I put the humidor mirroring the storage cabinet? This is just about the size. I'm looking at this going, that's huge, and that's pretty much the same footprint that the humidor is going to be. The humidor is going to come out just a little bit more, and I'll need a little more space for the doors to open, but it's the same width. The humidor might come out, you know, a couple more inches, but that's it. I could put it in this corner. I measured out, and even with the doors open, still have clearance to the desk, barely. The humidor itself will come out to about here. Doors show, I may need to, you know, move it down a couple inches. Who cares? It'll fit. It'll actually mirror that. So there'll be two huge units, and it'll look a hell of a lot better. Have the humidor over here, and I can just slide this down, just barely cover the cable outlet. All the Wi-Fi routers and everything can still sit on here, and it only comes out, you know, that far from the wall. That doesn't affect my VR space at all, because this is what I need. This main area, not the extreme edges towards the front. That will work out absolutely beautifully. So not only is it going to look better, it's going to make this office look better, it's going to make the shooting space look better. It now takes me out of a bind of having to paint all 3 guest rooms within a couple days. So, oh, thank you, dude. Great suggestion. And now I'm really excited for that thing to come in, because that is going to look absolutely awesome, especially in my office. I'm going to be able to look at it all day, every day. Love it. So right now I'm gonna go grab some quick breakfast slash lunch. I'll just go on down to McDonald's. Haven't had that in over a week. And no, it's not because I love McDonald's. It's just really close at the end of my road. So it's fast. I'm gonna start by cutting up this wood and at least get the island done. Get the two drawers there out of the way to clear up all that top space. I don't need to run back to Lowe's right now just to return that receptacle. No rush on that at all. I'm sure I'll be going back there soon enough for something I need, so I'll wait on that. I don't need to fill in the holes for the rebar anytime soon. Wood screws, I need those. Okay, so lunch, drawers, and we'll go from there. Oh, by the way, the sprinklers worked absolutely beautifully. They all came on. I took Chloe out in the middle of the night, and everything was wet as planned, so yay. Wow, do I need to do some cleaning? This dude never cleaned his garage door. Yuck. So I was walking in, I look at the mailbox and I say, I don't remember if I got the mail on Saturday or not. Sure enough, I didn't. Whole pile in there. Just a heads up, when you buy a house or presumably any kind of property, your information is publicly available and gets sold. And it gets sold to a lot of scammers. We have received dozens of these in the last 2 weeks. I don't know when it's gonna stop. It's just like if you get a ticket, you get letters from lawyers and driving schools and all that kind of crap. Well, here's the two big scams. One is you've received a gift card. It's BS. They are a complete scam. They come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, from these postcard looking ones to mail that looks like it's from Walmart or Amazon or Neighbors, some look handwritten. I mean, it's terrible. Do not call the numbers on here. They want you to pay in. Some are pyramid schemes. You're not getting a gift card, all right? It's BS. Only morons fall for this kind of stuff. Throw it out. And then you get inundated with, again, scammers looking for extra insurance policies, homeowners insurance, life insurance, all kinds of BS, trying to make it look like it's from your mortgage lender. It is not. These are third party. You don't have to do anything at all. Just throw the stuff out. It's a complete scam. Look at this. 2 more just in this batch of mail. That's 3 in one day. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, that tube is trash. I can take that out. I think I'll start with the umbrella. Just get rid of these 2 boxes. Should be fairly easy. So here we have the weighted base. Note, if you buy one of these cantilever umbrellas, you've got really expensive ones and you've got less expensive ones. This is one of the rare ones right in the middle where it comes with a weighted base. The less expensive, for a few hundred and below, you have to buy it separately, and they don't really make that clear sometimes. So they'll show the picture here of the umbrella with the base, but if you just buy the umbrella, you're just getting a cross beam, and it doesn't stand up on its own without a base. So something like this, you can fill with water or sand. That's why I like this particular one. Others are just actual solid weights. Typically have 4 of them that you place over, and they're designed for each umbrella base itself. So pay attention to whatever you're buying if you're getting one of these cantilevers. So here are all the parts, very well packaged. Everything well wrapped. Got a big down tube over there. Box full of wheels and fasteners. Haven't looked at the instructions yet. And another big box there of parts. So it looks like we assemble the base, attach it to the weighted base, fill it, attach the mid tube to the main tube, attach the handle, bolt that assembly down to the base, and make our adjustments, and that should be it. Okay, simple enough. Fill her up. Looks like it holds about 25, maybe 30 gallons. It's a good size. A lot of weight. There we go. That is a sweet looking unit once you get it assembled. So it's pretty solid. It is very heavy. Actually a little hard to do by yourself to get everything positioned and get that on, but it was doable. So let's open it up. It extends out quite a ways, and it of course cranks open and shut, and it's on wheels, so you can tilt it and move it into position. I plan on using it when it's raining over me here, and when it's not raining, it'll be covering this area here with a patio set. So here it is extended all the way out. It is very easy to operate. They give you this control handle here, and it's perfectly weighted. This is a tension knob. You just loosen the tension on it, a few turns here, and then it just easily retracts or extends wherever you want to put it. Perfectly counterbalanced. Just lock it down here. I'll show you how far out it is. Quite a good distance. Now that is over 10 feet tall. That's over my covered ceiling there. So this is definitely something for completely outdoors, or if you have a huge ceiling like here. They do have smaller units. This is a 10 foot. This is one of the biggest ones they make. 6 and 7 foot are the norm, and those don't go nearly as tall. This has to be tall to account for the umbrella spread. So let's open it up. The handle also works effortlessly, just one easy crank motion. You probably do want to hold the handle though. Of course, I got my phone right now filming. A little stiff this first time. I can see the end going up to meet in the center. It should kind of lock into that groove. There it goes, evened itself out. Quite a spread. So I'm 6'2" and it is above my head. I don't have to duck to get underneath it. It's approximately 6'6" in the tallest position open. So unless you have extremely tall guests, this is not something that you have to duck under, which is also something I wanted. And here's the beauty of a cantilever umbrella. No pole. You have 100% space underneath wherever the umbrella is. And of course, you're going to want to move it depending on the sun, but you know, this is huge. It's a 10-foot spread, and it's completely open for your seating area or your walkway or whatever. So that's what the cantilever idea gives you, and that's what I wanted. I can't stand umbrella poles. Plus, I would have to buy some big ugly stand about that size that would be stuck, you know, either right behind my chair or right behind seating areas. This way, this stays completely out of the way, and it shoots the umbrella way over. It's about, from the base, 9 feet from the end here. There's a little bit of overlap, but not much. So there you go. Nice. Impressed. And that made a nice little dent. I can get rid of some of these boxes. So there's approximately where it's going to live. That completely shields me from rain from where I sit, or where I will sit to do videos. Obviously the torches are going to have to move back. That's okay, because they are slightly underneath it right now. Not that it would burn it, but it would get all dirty with soot and that kind of stuff. But not far to go. I got plenty of room. Might just butt them kind of up against the screen a little bit. That would be fine, or just move them back a couple feet. We'll see. And then once I get the seating area set up, which will be spanning from about here to the pole or so, facing this way, all I have to do is spin it around. And it does spin fairly easily. You just put your foot on the back here and tilt back, and the whole thing comes up on the wheels, and you just spin it. Or you can just kick it. It actually moves on this painted floor pretty easily. But that won't happen too often, because I don't do too many reviews in the rain. I just thought of one potential gotcha. That's if the water or the rain comes in this way and gets on this slope. Blah. That may be a problem. At least I didn't buy it specifically for reviews. I bought it for the seating area. But yeah, didn't count on that. We'll see what happens. That back, so it gives you the angled shade. I want to cool off a little bit after coming in from outside and working. I'm gonna go over to Staples and get my hanging file racks. Let's see, I need 8 of them. Unfortunately, it's way down Dale Mabry at Beers, which is pretty much where the old Lowe's was. So it's gonna be at least an hour round trip. But then I'll be able to get rid of all the banker's boxes and the 2 file cabinets. One here, one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 banker's boxes. Thought I had 7. Anyway, that will clear up all this mess here and free up this table to move into the shooting room. All those boxes that are still piling up will be gone, along with the mess on the back patio. And we'll have a nice chunk of space in here. When I get back, I'm going to just jam on the office and get it at least functional. I need to wire in the sound system. I need to wire up all the basic computer parts. I need to start tidying up the cables. I'm gonna wall mount my backup power supply again, tuck it up under the desk. Since I know this will be my permanent install, don't mind about putting small holes in the wall. And, ooh, you know, the big thing is I have to find where I packed all my computer gear. It's in one of the bins, so that'll be a chore as soon as I get home. Hopefully they have what I have in my head. Well, here's something cool I didn't think existed. I was kind of wanting to replace my mat anyway because it was looking kind of dingy, and the back of these are just plastic. And I did get a little bit of scuffing on the old house office floor. These here have, it's not rubber, but it's not just hard plastic. Might help with that, but man, they look better. Look at this gray. That's a pretty good match for the wall. I don't know if I do the wood grain. That kind of looks like leather. That's neat. 50 bucks. Ooh. I don't know. That's, gotta think about that one. I'm gonna pass on these just because it's smaller than what I have now, but I'm gonna look online now that I know there's other options than clear and see what I can find. Something would look better than what I have. This one I can't say no to. That is the size, and it's actually my floor. This is hardwood. This isn't plastic, fake wood. That is cool. 80 bucks, a little steep, but oh man. How cool is that gonna look to have a completely invisible chair mat? And we've got our folder frames, 14 bucks per pair, so that's not too bad. Yeah, that is sweet. That blends right in. It's a slightly different color, but really, in real life here, to naked eye, it's quite dark in here, especially if I shut the shade. It blends right in. You can see a little difference on the phone, but that's about it. Perfect. So much better than the clear ones, which you do see, and you see any little bit of dirt that's sitting on them. This will look a lot better even when it starts to get dirty. Well worth it. The more expensive ones are on an adjustable slider system, so it's a little more complex, and you can, if you need to, move it to a different size bin or area. But I have, nothing else I'm going to be putting these in, so saved myself 20 bucks and got the cheap ones. Something I keep noticing here, it's very, very low on my priority list. I mean, it's bugging me though. Blinds look great and they function great, nothing's broken. Something's not right, probably in the install. I'll have to take everything down. They're actually attached at the bottom here, and I'll have to take the top apart and check. But when you actually close the blinds, wrong way, they go crooked. You can see that the right side is higher up by about almost an inch, so everything tilts. It's very subtle, but I see it, especially looking down the hall. When they go up, they even out, and one of the lines is not moving. So there's something jammed or something not quite right in the install, probably with these two lines as they loop over a cam or a gear or something. So yeah, I'll have to look at it, but it's bugging me. It's just not high on the priority list. Woo, tell you what, there isn't an extra centimeter of room in the width, but they do fit. Ended up having to cut off almost a half of the rails. Normally they're going in long file system. So you end up cutting somewhere along these serrations. But this is just a little bin, so you can cut it anywhere. I just bent it back and forth a few times with pliers and got a nice clean break there. So there we go. Now we can put on our hanging files. Bada bing, bada boom. Well, here's a good test to see how the water would run off. Oh, it's letting up. Just went in to get the phone and it stops raining. Well, it's sprinkling. Let's put it up and see if we get any kind of runoff anyway. I'm gonna have to do something about the noise of the downspout there. Maybe I can put a pad or something on the inside, but that is really loud and would come through on the audio anytime it's raining. Really don't like downspouts. This one, however, is needed so that none of the water is sheeting onto the patio. So there's a long system of gutters going out either side. I'll figure it out. It definitely runs off, so I couldn't use it quite like this. However, I think I can just move it back far enough just so the spray isn't hitting me. This could be not above me. Maybe I just don't use the torches if it's raining. You know, not a big deal there. But if this is back just behind me, so when it rolls off, it doesn't hit me. If it's still blocking the spray from the rain hitting the screen up there, that's fine. I don't need it. I don't need to be under the umbrella. I just need to not get wet. Oh, and by the way, they give you this nice little storage strap, and this is how it collapses fully just for storage. So it is quite compact, almost completely in the footprint of the base. Whew. Both filing cabinets and half the banker's boxes now emptied and transferred. Still got plenty of room left. I've only filled one bottom drawer of this cabinet. Let's see, two of these. That's the wife's crap. Nothing in there, nothing in there. These are going to be like our frequently accessed stuff. Don't know what yet. Nothing in here. These are my old business records that I never need to get to, but I have to keep for tax purposes. Stupid laws. And so far, all of those are empty, but those will be filled. I've got the 3 remaining banker's boxes filled with a lot of miscellaneous stuff. I want to see if there's some kind of inner bin for those containers, because I mean, they're convenient, but it would be really nice to have something that you could slide in or out. That would be cool. I'm sure there's something. It is 6:30, break for dinner. Taking a break here. I was taking Chloe out, and the guys next door got a warning letter today from the HOA. So they do check, which is a good thing. And they're making them cut their lawn and get it back into normal status at the edge of their property. Problem is, it rained today, and they only have the bagging mower, and they were trying to weed whack it. So I'm going to see if mine will help at all. Well, I was able to make 2 passes for them, but other than that, I was starting to sink into the water there. So we've got to weed whack any further than that. Should be the limit anyway. I just thought of something, because this house has a lot stronger circuits than the old house. I will be able to put my laser printer in my office and it won't be tripping breakers. Imagine that. I had to put it on the other side of the house in my studio so it wouldn't trip when you turn it on. It was ridiculous. And another full load of garbage out. Well, I'm getting closer. Not gonna get it up tonight. That's what she said. But got the cabinets filled. All but one of the banker's boxes got emptied, and that's just because it's filled with her crap that was just for the move. I don't know where she wants to put it, and of course, she didn't want to do any work tonight. She's just been hanging out in bed since she got home. So I can't make her work, so it's just gonna hang out here for now, and she'll be able to put it away when she feels like it. So I transferred the rest of her stuff basically from one cabinet to a new one. She didn't want to sort through anything, but that was fine. I could at least get it put away and get the banker's boxes out in the trash. But I don't know where she wants any of this stuff, because it's literally just a box of crap from her desk and around the house, and it's not like hanging folders where I can neatly put it away. But I can't find the bin yet of my office stuff with the cords and the mouse and, you know, the keyboard and all the stuff I need. I found little bits and pieces that I had stashed in some of the drawers, but it's on one of the bottom piles. So I gotta wait till tomorrow, pull everything out of the garage again, find my office bin, drag it in here, and then we'll be able to connect everything and go. But it's pushing 10 o'clock, gonna call tonight. Didn't even get the lumber cut up. I'll have to do that tomorrow once I get some daylight again. And I was gonna, finish up the drawers, but it was one of those days again where you go to do one thing and you get sidetracked with another and then another, and it's like playing World of Warcraft, man, all these freaking side quests. I know this house, the last day is just gonna snap into position and I'm gonna finish like 10 things in one day. But until then, it's a mess. Gonna be that way for a little while here, but it's a good mess. See you guys tomorrow.